Sorry, Obama. The new wing of your party doesn't worship the cross-legged Messiah. They have a new God.
Zohran Mamdani might be one of the most Christ-like political figures in our American system right now. What he is describing is a Christ-like system of government where we are all assured the basic necessities for human dignity. And I think that looks like the kingdom of God.
The holy commie has some disciples all over the country.
Hi, I'm Maxine Durand, and I'm running for governor of Idaho in 2026 as an independent socialist candidate. Everyone belongs in Idaho, and I belong in that building.
Trans socialists in Idaho? Sounds like a long shot, but communism's spreading faster than TDS. Seattle just elected Zohran in a pantsuit.
I want everyone in this great city of ours to have a roof over their head. I want universal childcare and free K-8 summer care. I want social housing. I want much more land and wealth to be owned and stewarded by communities instead of corporations.
That's Katie Wilson. Like a true socialist, her parents helped pay her bills. But CNN wants to set her up with a new sugar daddy, the destroyer.
Have you ever met him? Have you talked to each other at all since either of your victories, which are so important on Coast to Coast?
Not yet, although I certainly hope to.
Uh-oh, AOC is going to be jealous. Katie won her race and went straight for the picket line, boycotting one of the biggest companies in her city.
While baristas are on strike, the baristas have shared that the best way to show our support is not to buy Starbucks in solidarity.
So she's from Seattle, and she's against Starbucks. Well, she's about to get crushed by Big Bean. Mamdani's not buying any more macchiatos either. Baristas are picketing for better hours and more cash.
You're understaffing, lousy pay, that is how your coffee's made. Understaffing, lousy pay, that is how your coffee's made. Shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. My neck, my back, my paycheck is whack. My neck, my back, my paycheck is whack.
My neck, my back, my paycheck is whack. The head of the teachers union saw a boycott and jumped in front of the camera.
It is a barista's lived experience. It's the lived experience of those of you who are protesting on behalf of our baristas. It's the lived experience of parents and subway drivers and child care workers. That is who makes our country run.
But customers are still crossing the picket line to grab their lattes. The boycott didn't put a dent in sales. Liberals are trying to pull one on Target, too, because they have a new policy. Workers have to smile, make eye contact, and be friendly to customers. I thought that was standard. MSNBC is calling it racist. White managers may actually think that a black person isn't trying to be genuine and smile when they really are. Whites can't tell when blacks are being nice? I think we can. There's a link between workplace whining culture and the rise of communism. Lots of overeducated liberal arts majors woke up and realized the world's passing them by. Their degrees are kind of useless, and they're doing worse than their parents. They were coddled and told they were special their whole lives. But it's hard to feel special when teens are bugging you for iced frappuccino in bear cups. You're 35 and mommy and daddy are finally cutting you off. You're in debt and can't live off leftover croissants anymore. So it's time to eat the rich, because Democrats won't build new housing or power plants or prisons or mental institutions or walls, which might help a brother out. Sonny Kutcher is the executive director of Young Americans Against Socialism. All right, Sonny, why are young Americans increasingly gravitating towards socialism?
This is a trend that's been increasing for a long time now. I think kids in schools, they are being indoctrinated. This is an ideology, a poisonous ideology. In the Communist Manifesto itself, Karl Marx said that education has to end up in the hands of the state so that kids can be more easily controlled. These young adults are not joining the picket line at Starbucks because they want better coffee and they want a higher pay. They have no purpose. There's no personal responsibility. There's no critical thinking. They're not using their skills, as you mentioned. They're studying basket weaving on trans influence in Lesotho, you know? So this is the reality. And socialism offers this packaged idea that they will have free stuff and their lives will be great after that.
Is there an argument to be had that says, you know, when you get out of college, you got this degree, you move into Boston, San Francisco, New York City, and you think you can get a good job and you can move up? They're saying it's too hard now. Is that true?
I would say a lot of young people could relate to that. I don't think that young people are inspired or encouraged by the corporate ladder anymore. I think that's why you have such a drastic division of young people who are going the more entrepreneurial route, and then a whole bunch of leftists who want socialism because they don't want to work hard, because they just don't see. I think that they lack purpose. Part of the socialist and communist ideology is atheism. Many of these Marxist ideologues were absolute atheists, hardcore, because they understood that in order for something to replace that faith, that God figure, it has to be communism. They have to take that out in order for people to be injected with those communist ideas. Except the worst part is that these young people don't actually know what socialism is or how it functions. And that's the saddest part. In 2019, when this organization was founded, Young Americans Against Socialism, 70% of young Americans said that they would elect a socialist leader. And there was just a study coming out of UCSD that said 19% of incoming freshmen can't even do math at an 8th grade level. So I'm not seeing Randi Weingarten being as passionate as she is about kids who are suffering, who can't do math and writing. They can't even do cursive anymore. They don't even teach that. So there's a serious problem.
Well, I can't do math at an 8th grade level, but thank God I'm in TV. Kutcher, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.